So what is that guy, Dave, up to now?
Okay, so I'm back at this project again. The printer hasn't been working too well. It died on me, so I'm waiting for parts to come in, so can't really do much more printing. Just an example, this is a part I originally printed. I wasn't happy with it. So this is the new print. So I think I've got the print. I was just getting the printer tweaked to the point where we were getting good parts, and it died. So again, this is like the third time. So I guess we just need to. I got a guy working on it. Found a guy on the internet or on Facebook that repairs and printers, so he's got it now. Hopefully he can get it working, and then we can get back at this. But for now, I'm just going to put together what I have. These are heat mount screws, or no, nuts. So basically you just take a soldering iron and try and push them in there. Although that's not very tight, is it? Not at all. Okay, well that's no good. So the part looked good. It just doesn't look like it's going to function the way I wanted it to. So let me think about this. Okay, so the mechanical side of things will have to wait till I get all my 3D printing done. So I'm just going to start working on the electronic side of things. So here's just a little bit of assembly until my GoPro overheated and stopped working, which I didn't realize until later on. So missed a bunch of the assembly. So we'll show you kind of the beginning and then the result. So here we go. Okay, let's try that again with the record button on. So this is because my 3D printer, I'm getting nowhere with my 3D printing part of this project, but I do have almost all the electronics done. So essentially, the electronics are, this is a 3D printer control board based on Arduino. 2 driver boards, or drivers that drive these 2 motors. They come out here, and these motors will mount on this assembly at some point. Also connected in here is the GPS and the gyroscope. They're all connected into this keystone connector here, which then goes into an RJ45 connector, which is just your standard Ethernet, over to here into another connector, and then this is the gyroscope and GPS in here wired up. This is a Raspberry Pi single board computer. This used to be part of my weather station, but I don't do anything with it was my my media controller, and I eventually just went with Google Music because it was easier than trying to deal with all my library of music all the time. So this has been repurposed. It connects into the 3D printer board. It's running a standalone program that interfaces with this. The other thing coming in here is the Nikon camera. So it connects through this USB into the side, and then this will control the shutter switch. The ISO, aperture, everything is done on the camera itself. Just the shutter speed is controlled by this. This curly cord here is there's a dummy battery inside here, and this is fed 7.5 volts from here, which is fed from here. So this takes the 12 volts that comes in here, converts it to 7.5 volts, down converts it, and then that's what powers the camera. Well, the 12 volts also controls the board, the main controller board. And then here we have 12 volts to 5 volts, which goes through this USB connector with just 2 wires on it, just the ground and plus 5. That feeds in here to feed the Raspberry Pi single board computer. So that does it for the power. The 2 motors, and then this is this can be controlled either remotely through the single board computer or at this LCD display. So there's my GPS location. That's my location right now. That's the temperature, which reads from the gyroscope. Everything else is kind of date and time, etc., time zone. Because the Raspberry Pi doesn't have a real-time clock on it, it gets all its information from this GPS for location and time zone, etc. Not sure what else. Is there anything else I missed here? Again, this is all fed by 12 volt, which eventually will be probably a battery. I just have it through a 12 volt power supply right now, but it's just a standard connector here. So this will control my project. Not sure if you've guessed what my project is yet, but that will soon be revealed once I get my 3D printer working and get all my other parts printed, and I can get this thing working. So I think that's it. Okay, so it occurred to me while I was editing this video that people might think that I kind of came up with this design or this project all on my own, but actually no, I wish I did, but people much smarter than me came up with it, shared it. It's an open source project that people around the world, I think, are attempting it anyway. And so it's not exactly like IKEA going and buying a box and bringing it home and assembling it, but maybe something like going to IKEA with a shopping list and buying a bunch of parts at IKEA and then bringing them home and putting them together based on someone else's instructions. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. So we'll see you probably in a week or so. Maybe I'll have another video put together of all the final assembly and everything, I hope. Anyway.